Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of fun well done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Meadow Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome one and all to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. We come to you live from Lawrence Dumont Stadium here on the banks of the Arkansas River in Wichita. T-Bones coming to this game currently riding a 7-game winning streak as they enter this matchup against the Wichita Wingnuts. Leading off today for Kansas City is Tyler Massey. Tyler Massey enters this at-bat, batting .279 in 308 at-bats. He's got 48 runs scored, which leads the team, 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. He comes in today against right-handed pitcher Jesse Pratt. First pitch from Pratt is outside, 1-0. Pratt, a 6'4", 265-pound right-hander out of Independence, Oregon. Spent last season with Western Oregon University, where he went 7-1 with a .274. The 1-0, Massey pops it straight up and out of play. Counts now 1 ball, 1 strike. As we get set to begin this doubleheader, the game one now beginning as they make up the rainout from June 15th. Kansas City truly wasn't even ready to start the game. Neither was Wichita, neither were the broadcasters, as there was really no warning as the game started. Bill Sobey still making his way down from the T-Bones bullpen as Tyler Massey fouls that up and drops in play, but still foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last time Kansas City was here, the T-Bones did pick up a win. Current season standings between the two. Well, overall, let's start with that. Kansas City is 30-49 against the Wingnuts. The 1-2 yet again. Outside 2-2. Wichita returns home as well. They went 8-6 on their road trip. They are currently leading their division, the American Association South, leading the Raiders by 6 games as Massey sends it out to left field. That will be brought in on the wall. That ball was absolutely missiled out to left field. But Wichita left fielder Brennan Saldago up against the fence, even slams into it, turns the shoulder and brings it in for the first out. And that brings up Tyson Gillies. Gillies, we've seen him all over the lineup. We've seen him leading off, batting second, batting fifth, batting sixth, even batting third. He comes into this one batting second. Today's starting lineup for the T-Bones goes like this. As that first pitch is low, 1-0. Massey, we just saw him lead off. Now we got Tyson Gillies. He's followed by Brett Wiley, Jake Blackwood, Anthony Gallo, Starlin Rodriguez, Vladimir Frias, Tyler Moore, and Sergio Leon. The 1-0. Gillies swings and comes up empty. We're now even at 1. Last time that Jesse Pratt saw the T-Bones was a relief appearance, as that's low, 2-1. He went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So far this season, he does have a win against Kansas City and 2 no decisions. He's pitched for a combined 5 innings. He's not yet to allow a run against the T-Bones with no walks and 3 strikeouts. As Tyson Gillies pops that straight up, Saldago heading out to him. Vargas will bring it in shallow left field for the quick second out. Last time out for Kansas City, we also saw John Mazzarelli pick up his 850th win, and I'm sure he was just as happy to do that at Community America Ballpark. When you always pick up a milestone, it's always just a little more fun just to pick it up at home. T-Bones returning to the road after their 7-game homestand, where they saw a sweep of the Lincoln Salt Dogs and the Laredo Lemurs. First pitch to Brett Wiley is in there. No balls, 1 strike. Wiley comes into this at-bat, batting .327 with 5 home runs and 40 RBIs. As the 0-1, breaking ball low, but called strike. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Game still scoreless here in the top of the first. Still is beyond me of how Brett Wiley is not the American Association Player of the Week. I can't honestly tell you who did win it. I can tell you they were probably deserving as Wiley sends that to left field, but just foul. Count remains, no balls, 2 strikes. Brett Wiley has been on an absolute tear as of recently. As I feel like I've had to say that just countless times about Brett Wiley. Wiley in his last 10 games is batting .419 with 10 RBIs, as that's low, 1-2. In his last 5 games, he's batting .368 with 7 hits in 19 at-bats, 2 runs scored, and 4 ribbies. The 1-2, Pratt comes set. Catcher setting up outside. Wiley sends it out to into shallow left field. Saldago will let it drop foul. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jesse Pratt doing a fine job against the T-Bones hitters. The first 3 are lefties, Massey, Gillies, and Wiley. Massey and Gillies both sent balls to left field. Of course, Massey's was also crushed all the way to left field. That had to be brought in on the wall. Gillies was sent into shallow left field. Now Pratt trying against another lefty, Brett Wiley, to send it to left field. Wiley's already fouled off 2 down the left field line. And 1-2, here comes the next pitch. Wiley sends that to right field, 1 hopper to the first baseman, Pratt covering. Closer play than it should have been, but that's the 3rd and final out. As Wichita sends the T-Bones down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, we're still scoreless. We'll go to the home half and see Christian Stringer, Zach Cox, and TJ Middlestat for the Wingnuts here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King as we get set to begin the home half of the first here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. Chris Stringer will lead things off for the Wingnuts. Stringer was I should say it's actually not the typical leadoff hitter for the Wingnuts, as that's usually Harrison Kane, who's also leading the league in hitting, but has currently found himself on the disabled list. First pitch to Stringer from Jordan Cooper is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Stringer is a native of Henderson, Texas. He returns home after this road trip where he went 20-64 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Next pitch is high, 2-0. So far this season, Stringer is batting .273 with 1 home run and 30 RBIs. Kansas City's man on the mound, Jordan Cooper, in his last time out on August 10th against Lincoln at home, did not pick up a decision in that T-Bones 4-3 win, as that 2-1 is outside 3-0. He gave up 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He enters today 3-3 with a .395 15 appearances have all been starts. And in 91 innings pitched, has struck out 44, walking 29. That fastball finds the zone. Stringer still has the hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On this all-turf field here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, where they just hosted the National Baseball Congress tournament. As that strike is in there, Stringer didn't think it was a strike. He was about to flip the bat back to the dugout, but it's in there. Today's umpires are behind home plate is A.J. Chalk, first base, Kurt Brannon, and third base umpire is Kyle Kilgore. The full count pitch. Stringer fouls that off in the left field bleachers while a fan makes a nice grab with the glove. There's no one around him for about 4 rows and about 4 sections, and he makes a line drive catch and just casually sits down, and they play the den-a-net from SportsCenter here on the speakers, and well-deserved as the payoff pitch comes yet again. Stringer sends it out to right field. Starlin Rodriguez tracking. That's going to drop fair off the wall. Stringer being sent to second. Rodriguez just now picks it off. And now Stringer will be in there standing with the leadoff double to get things started for the Wingnuts. And that brings up the man with the best walk-up song, except for Brandon Tierney, maybe in the American Association, Zach Cox. If you like country music, you'll love it. Sounds like Justin Moore to me, but, whatever. Zach Cox enters at bat with a man on second, still scoreless with no one out here in the bottom of the first, batting .284 with 9 home runs and 48 RBIs. If he's not bunting here, you can take my lunch money. First pitch from Cooper. He's not bunting. I guess I'm not eating lunch. He sends it out to right field. Rodriguez tracking it in the sun, brings it in. Stringer tags up. It's cut off by Frias as Cox did his job and moves the man to third. And that brings up the former Kansas City T-Bone, TJ Middlestat. Kansas City traded him to Wichita in 2015. He had 38 home runs and 156 RBIs in 4 years in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Farthest he reached was Double-A. First pitch from Cooper. High and tight, 1-0 in this scoreless game and with 1 out here in the home half of the first. Middlestat enters this at bat, batting .280 with 12 home runs and 56 RBIs. Cooper comes set yet again. The 1-0 is popped in the air. It's in foul territory. Leon tracking it, but it'll drop as they have the deep foul lines here. It's 1-1, where there's about, I would say it's about 90 feet from the wall to the foul line. So there's a lot of free space. The T-Bone's first base bullpen is down the first base line. Down the third base line is the Wingnuts bullpen. You have to allow some room for that, and I'm sure those bullpen pitchers love that. But at the same time, that's a lot of room. This is a big park here at Lawrence Dumont, though. 1-1. Just inside, 2-1. I sure thought it was in there. John Mazzarelli sure thought it was in there. But A.J. Chalk, the one man it matters to, did not think it was in there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on third. Home half of the first. Middlestat fouls that back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The T-Bones defense is set up like this. Sergio Leon at third. Vladimir Frias at short. Brett Wiley at second. Jake Blackwood at first. Outfield left to right goes like Tyson Gillies, Tyler Massey, and Starlin Rodriguez. Tyler Moore will do the catching for Jordan Cooper. I'm sure we will see a lot of those players switched out for the second game of this doubleheader, which is set to begin, I would guess, about 20 minutes or maybe even half an hour after this one ends. I'm assuming we see a new catcher. 1 new infielder as Jordan Cooper steps off. 1 new outfielder. I do believe Jimmy Mojica made the trip. I know Dalton Wheat made the trip. And Kansas City has just signed a new catcher, Nolan Johnson, who played with Sioux Falls earlier this season. The 2-2 is fouled off by Middlestat with 1 out. Kansas City was forced to release Steve Swingle. Steve Swingle had just pulled his hamstring as well, and he was placed on waivers, irrevocable waivers, with the intent to grant him his full release. Jordan Cooper comes set. 2-2. Man on third, 1 out, scoreless. Middlestat fouls that down the left field line again and out of play. Middlestat doing a fine job. Well, I guess I should say an annoying job, but in his eyes and everybody in Wichita that is cheering for Wichita, he's doing a fine job. I'm probably the only person in the park that's not a T-Bones player that is relatively annoyed by this. It's baseball, but I'd love to see that ball in play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on third. It's outside, and that draws the count full. On deck for Wichita is number 45, Matt Chavez. TJ Middlestat's best day this season was when he went 4 for 5 with a home run and 4 RBIs versus Laredo on June 2nd. Kansas City will look to keep him in check as Tyler Moore steps out to go check on Jordan Cooper. Middlestat taking his time, getting into the box. And I don't blame him with the payoff pitch coming with a 1 out and the runner on third. Anything to the outfield could get him home, but Kansas City has some stellar outfield arms. Middlestat does send that into center field. That'll drop. Runner will advance home. That gets past Tyler Massey on the hop. TJ Middlestat rounding second. Massey still getting to that ball. He now gets it. They're going to send him home. Vladimir Frias gets it on the hop. And TJ Middlestat with the Little League inside the park home run puts the T-Bones behind. 2 to nothing here in the bottom of the first. They just wanted a sac fly. It dropped. It hopped and got past Tyler Massey. And then the throw from Vladimir Frias was wide, but Middlestat was in there anyways. Kansas City trails the Wingnuts 2-0 here in the bottom of the first with 1 out. And that brings up Matt Chavez, who's been a dangerous hitter for the Wingnuts as he's batting .350 with 10 home runs, 3 RBIs. He comes on now with no one on. T-Bones trailing 2-0. As Chavez now sends it out to center field, Massey gets a second chance. He'll bring it in as he ranges to his right just slightly for the second out. Martin Medina steps in now for the Wingnuts. Wichita still trying to figure out how to run the scoreboard here, as it's just now says 2-0, as it is scoreless. There's nothing on the board at all, and now they finally have it. Martin Medina now steps in. First pitch strike from Jordan Cooper. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Infield, outfield playing straight up against Medina. Medina sends a liner to Brett Wiley, and he snags it for the third and final out, but not before Wichita gets 2 on an inside the park home run by TJ Middlestat. And Kansas City will go to the top half of the second, trailing by 2. We'll see Jake Blackwood, Anthony Gauss, and Starlin Rodriguez here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 2-0 after TJ Middlestat's inside the park home run in the bottom of the first. And the glorious thing about doubleheaders, we have the doubleheader today. Game 2 is set to begin after this. Kansas City will start Josh Hodges, and Wichita will start Todd Kibbe. But everybody rushes. Nobody really expects the first game to begin. I mean, we saw it from the T-Bones coaches, wingnut coaches, players, T-Bones players, broadcasters, press up here. Just in general, nobody really expected the game to begin. And there was a lot of rushing, a lot of running, a lot of rushing, a lot of panic even. As we see Jake Blackwood step into the box now for Kansas City. Blackwood enters this at bat, batting .265 with 12 home runs and 60 RBIs, with the T-Bones trailing 2-0. We get set to begin the top of the second. Those 60 RBIs do lead the T-Bones. First pitch to Black was a fastball in the inner half, called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Kansas City was originally scheduled to play 3 here in Wichita, but they make up for a rainout that happened on June 15th. That was here between the two teams. That's inside, and that evens the count now at 1. Blackwood swings and misses, and he's behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City is 2-5 on the season against the Wingnuts. I should say that's actually last season. So far this season, Kansas City has yet to pick up a win against the Wingnuts. The first 3 here, well, actually at Kansas City, the T-Bones dropped all 3, 7-5, 7-6, and 9-0. Next 2 were here in Wichita. The Kansas City, well, it's supposed to be the next 3, but Kansas City dropped 2, and then the other one was postponed. And now they're here for 4 as they look to pick up their first win against the Wingnuts, as they are finally hot. Jake Blackwood really trying to do a fine job getting that ball into my press box, as the last 2 have just ended up right below. There was one that was hit up into my press box last time I was here. Brandon Tierney hit one and hit the wall. There's 2 big holes on the wall of this very old ballpark. I'm proud to say that one of those was from when I was up here, and if I don't mean to gloat, it is the bigger hole, as Jake Blackwood swings and comes up empty for the first out on the strikeout. That is Pratt's first strikeout of the game. And that brings up Anthony Gallus, who has picked it up recently. Last road trip, I did make a mention of how he has come on slow, but he's done an awesome job getting on base as he leads the T-Bones in walks. He's a very powerful bat. Now he's batting .207 after he returned home for 7 games. First pitch strike in there from Jesse Pratt. So far this season, he is batting .207, like I just said, with 13 home runs and 36 ribbies. Jesse Pratt comes set, the 0-1. It's outside. That evens the count at 1. Wichita's defense is set up like this. Zach Cox at third, Leo Vargas at short, Christian Stringer at second, Matt Chavez at first. Outfield left to get right goes Brennan Saldago, TJ Middleset, and Richard Prigatano, as that's fouled off by Gallus. Make that 2 balls, 1 strike. Like I said, Gallus does a fine job getting on base, as he's been walked an astonishing 38 times this season. Next on the team is 33, and that's Vladimir Frias. That's high. Make it 3-1, and now Gallus has the pitch to play with here. Gallus does have an on-base percentage of .315. Here comes the 3-1. Gallus pops that up into the air, into the right field bleachers, and foul. That draws the count full with 1 out in this 2-0 game the T-Bones are trailing in the top of the second. Two old men were fighting for the ball down in those bleachers. One comes away with it, and he'll return to his seat. An elder gentleman also enjoying it, as there's about 7 people in the crowd here. And that's outside, but called strike, and that rings up Anthony Gallus looking for the second out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jesse Pratt. Retire the T-Bones here in the second. Starlin Rodriguez steps in now for Kansas City. Rodriguez is batting .259 and 260 at-bats. He's got 29 runs scored, not 2019, whatever that is, with 3 home runs and 21 RBIs. First pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Elsewhere in the American Association, there is one other game happening right now. Sioux Falls at Gary South Shore. They're currently in the bottom of the first and scoreless. That's high, 2-0. Later tonight, St. Paul is playing at Winnipeg. Fargo Moorhead at Sioux City. Texas at Laredo. Lincoln at Joplin. Another doubleheader today as well. Sioux Falls and Gary will play later. And there's another one as well. St. Paul and Winnipeg will also play. So 3 doubleheaders today in the American Association. Is that slow? 3-0. I'm sure that doesn't happen too often. Jesse Pratt comes set with a 3-0. Fastball called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Rodriguez still has some room to wiggle here. On deck for Kansas City is number 11, Vladimir Frias. Kansas City trails 2-0 here in the top of the second. That's way inside, and that'll walk Rodriguez. Kansas City picks up their first base runner here in the bottom, in the top of the second, thanks to a walk with 2 down.
Shortstop number 11, Vladimir Frias.
Now we'll see Vladimir Frias coming on with a runner on first, 2 down. T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the top of the second. Frias has been on a tear in his last 5 games, batting .400. As he chops that high, the Pratt handles it and then underhands it to first before I can even finish my sentence. As Kansas City gets a runner on, but they strand him on first and still trail 2-0. We'll head to the home half of the second here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
A Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 2-0 as we get set to begin the bottom half of the second. See Richard Prigatano leading things off for the Wingnuts. Prigatano is batting .261 with 5 home runs and 36 RBIs. First pitch to Prigatano. Hops in the other batter's box. 1 ball, no strikes. That's also not in there. 2 balls and no strikes to Prigatano. Prigatano is currently riding a 3-game hitting streak. He was signed by the Wingnuts at the beginning of the year. And then last time that he saw Kansas City on June 6th, he broke a 5-5 tie with a game-running 2-run triple in the top of the 14th at Kansas City. As that's in there, 2-1. Cooper working quickly, and Prigatano fouls it back, and we're now even at 2. Prigatano was originally drafted in the 11th round of the 2014 draft by Colorado out of Long Beach State University. Finds his way to Wichita. The 2-2. Prigatano lines a shot into center field, and that'll be in there as the leadoff single brings it up. Tyler Massey can't handle it again. On the hop. Prigatano on. He thought about 2 as Massey couldn't handle it, but he returns back to first. And that brings up Brennan Saldago. Saldago enters his at-bat, batting .273 with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. So the runner on first, no one out, and the T-Bones trailing 2-0. Cooper checks on the runner, looks home, fires home. First pitch, breaking ball in there, no balls, 1 strike, and still no one out. I forgot about the beautiful part of Lawrence Dumont Stadium. I believe it's the 6th oldest ballpark still being used to this day throughout the country. It's got a beautiful view of the Wichita downtown skyline. Really, really something. Jordan Cooper checks on Prigatano at first, Prigatano back sliding. And just to think that last week in this very ballpark were some of the greatest ball players in Kansas, in a lot of the world. I mean, there's a team that featured Roger Clemens, Adam LaRoche, and the NBC Classic, of course, is what I'm talking about. And they've all been here, and now I'm here. No balls, 1 strike as Saldago pops that up. Frias bringing into shallow left field, calls off Gillies for the first out. And when I say, now I'm here, I guess that's me just bringing everything back down to earth. And that brings up Brent Dean. So far this season, Dean is batting .261 with 3 home runs and 27 RBIs. First pickoff move, he's back safely. On June 8th at Kansas City, Brent Dean launched his first home run of the year and drove in a career high 4. He's had 2 since then. 2 home runs, I'm saying. Righty versus righty. Cooper fires home. Prigatano runs. Tyler Moore up and firing. Close play. Got him out! The rookie Tyler Moore taking care of Prigatano. See ya, boy. Return back to the dugout. No balls, 1 strike to Dean. As the T-Bones pick up a strike, and Tyler Moore throws a strike to second to get Prigatano out. And that is huge for the rookie from Kansas State University. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Dean goes down for it. On a hop to Leon, bounces off his body, but collects himself and fires over to first for the 3rd and final out. Wichita gets runner on, but Tyler Moore throws him out at second as the T-Bones still trail 2-0 through 2 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, You must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 2-0 as we get set to begin the third. Wichita picked up their 2 runs in the bottom of the first, thanks to an inside the park 2-run home run by TJ Middlestat. Leading off for Kansas City in this inning will be Tyler Moore. Kansas City did pick up their first base runner in the second, but he was ultimately stranded there. And now we'll see Tyler Moore. Moore has become the regular starter since the T-Bones were forced to release Steve Swingle after Swingle found himself on the DL. I'm sure in the next game we'll see Nolan Johnson, the newcomer for Kansas City, picking up a start, as it's hard to catch back-to-back games, 18 innings a day. First pitch strike is in there to Tyler Moore. No balls and 1 strike. So far this season, Moore is batting .229. In 48 at-bats, he scored 5 runs with 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Moore sends that out to center field. Middlestat on his heels brings it in for the first out.
The Wingnuts sent out their thanks to Advanced Orthopedic Associates for their work with the 2016 Wingnuts. Located at 2770.
That brings up Sergio Leon. Leon had been forced to, I guess, regulative duties. That made any sense at all, as Jimmy Mojica saw the majority of the starts during the 7-game homestand. Leon steps in, batting .155 and 110 at-bats. He's got 7 runs scored, 4 home runs, and 11. Welcome back. Again, I do apologize for more technical difficulties. I'm working to hope that doesn't happen. We didn't miss much. It's just a full count to Tyler Massey after he splintered his bat. Returns after getting a new one against Pratt. Kansas City trailing 2-0 with 2 down here in the top of the third. Massey sends that out to deep right field. That ball is absolutely spanked out there. Prigatano has a drop on the track. Massey will be held up at second with a 2-out double. Kansas City now has something cooking. Here in the third, the no-hitter is broken up by Jesse Pratt. I'm sure he wasn't really looking for it. But Kansas City gets a base runner now in the third. They got one in the second with 2 down. Kansas City picks up another one here in the third with 2 down, but it's an extra base hit from Tyler Massey. And that brings up Tyson Gillies. Gillies, who is batting .256 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs, will look to pick up either his 12th RBI or maybe even at his 13th if he can get a long ball. First pitch to Gillies. It's low and away, 1-0. Outfield, not necessarily deep here, Lawrence Dumont, as it's 330 down the right field line, 385 in right field, 400 in straightaway to center. As Gillies swings and comes up empty in left center, 385, and down the left field line, 330. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second. Kansas City trailing 2-0 here in the third. Pratt comes set, the 1-1. Gillies checks the swing. They say it's in there anyways. 1-2. Kansas City wearing their ox blood tops, the gray pants, black lettering. Wichita wearing their digital camo, red and white tops with the red hats and white pants. Neither team really wearing colors that complement each other. The 1-2. Outside. Gillies lays off. The count's now even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kansas City 1 hit, 0 runs. Wichita 2 runs, 3 hits in the top of the third. Pratt delivers. Low. Gillies checks the swing. They say he doesn't go, and that draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 16, Brett Wiley. Gillies barely even let the bat leave his shoulder. They checked on the umpire in Kansas City's dugout, yelling the whole time, no. And they finally got their call. The payoff pitch is inside, and Gillies walks as their speed on first and second now for the T-Bones.
Second baseman number 16, Brett Wiley.
For that at-bat, Pratt had only allowed 2 base runners today. And now he's put back-to-back on, runners on first and second with 2 down for Brett Wiley. The tying run on first with the T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the third. Last time up, Wiley grounded back to the pitcher for the third out in the first. First pitch to be Wiles. Pops it high in the left center. Saldago calling off Middlestat, and Saldago squeezes it for the third and final out. Kansas City gets 2 on, but they stranded both on 1 hit. And the T-Bones still trail 2-0 through 2.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. The T-Bones trail 2-0 through 2.5 as we get set to begin the third. Leo Vargas will lead things off for the Wingnuts. First pitch to Vargas. He chops it one hopper to Frias, and the shortstop grounds that to the other shortstop for the first out, I should say. As I'm still trying to get my bearings from the beginning of this game. We'll see the top of the lineup now. Christian Stringer stepping in for the Wingnuts. Stringer is 1 for 1 today. He is batting .333 in his career off of Jordan Cooper. First pitch to Cooper. From Cooper, I should say. He's in there. No balls, 1 strike. Stringer hit the leadoff double, and he came around to score as part of that inside the park home run from TJ Middlestat. That's inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the third. Cooper gets the sign for more, steps and fires. And fouls it back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stringer will step back into the box with the 1-2. and swing and come up empty. For the second out, Jordan Cooper striking out the leadoff man here in Wichita for the second out. In steps Zach Cox. Cox, native of Campbellsville, Kentucky. Played his college ball at the University of Arkansas as the first pitch is outside, 1-out. During his time at Arkansas, he was an All-American in 2010. He set Razorback records for hits with 102 in batting average, batting .429 in his career. At Arkansas, he sends it out to right field. Rodriguez ranges to his left, brings it in for the third and final out. Jordan Cooper sends the Wingnuts down 1-2-3 here in the third. And Kansas City still trails 2-0 through 3. We'll see the heart of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 due up for Kansas City. Blackwood, Gallus, and Rodriguez in the fourth here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Kansas City trails 2-0 here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. This is Sam King as Jake Blackwood steps in now for Kansas City. Blackwood is 0 for 1 today after striking out swinging in the second. First pitch to Blackwood is inside, but called strike. No balls, 1 strike. And what I love about Lawrence Dumont Stadium is that my press box is above the home plate umpire. And so I'm going to be on him a little bit. No hard feelings. That ball is inside. Blackwood pops that straight back, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. I get the worst feeling that he's going to be the one sending a ball into my press box. Last time, like I said, Brandon Tierney did it. Jake Blackwood hit 2 in his previous at-bat. That could have happened. That one, could have happened as well. I'm thoroughly intimidated by him now. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. What's the best about being on a 7-game winning streak? Morale. I don't see one frowny face or even, satisfied face down in the T-Bones dugout as that's outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. This team is a team that knows they can get it done, knowing that the season could be coming to a close at any moment. Kansas City has put themselves right back into the fight. They're currently 4.5 games behind Sioux City and Lincoln, who are tied for the central lead. Blackwood swings and comes up empty. His second strikeout of the game for the first out here in the fourth.
And there's another Dick's Sporting Goods strikeout. Dick's Sporting Goods, every season starts at Dick's. The Via Christi Sports Tip of the evening is to never play hurt. Get your sports injury checked out by Via Christi.
That brings up Anthony Gallus, who also struck out but looking in the second inning. Like I said, Kansas City 4.5 games behind Sioux City and Lincoln. Kansas City is currently sitting at 37-42. They're currently running a 7-game winning streak. We're the hottest team in the league. First pitch to Gallus is inside, but called strike. 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike. And if Kansas City has any hopes of making the playoffs, it's almost going to have to be winning the division. Wild card may not do it, as Gallus sends that foul No balls, 2 strikes to Gallus.
This season, if the Wingnuts win at home, you win at Applebee's. If the Wingnuts win, pick up your coupon and exit the stadium for a half-price entree with the purchase of an entree.
The 0-2, high and outside, 1-2 now. Anthony Gallus leading the team with home runs with 13. I've told people all season, why is he struggling so much? I got to tell him, one swing can turn it around. I think he got that one swing against Lincoln at home. Since then, been on a tear as he fouls that back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In his last 10 games, Anthony Gallus is batting .275 with 6 runs scored, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. His last 5, he's batting .333 with 1 home run and 2 ribbies. Gallus sends a shot, a grounder to third. Third baseman can't handle it. Strong throw to Hopper. Stretch from Chavez gets him for the second out. I do not blame him for not being able to handle that. That ball was absolutely smoked at him. Did what any Little League coach would want their man to do, is to just knock it down. Does that perfectly. First pitch to Rodriguez is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez was the first base runner of the day for Kansas City. He walked in the second, but was ultimately stranded on first as he walked with 2 down. 1 ball, 1 strike. That breaking ball is in there. Rodriguez, the former wingnut, going way out of the zone, 1-2. It looked like maybe his hand was cramping as he just kind of let go of the bat and had to look at it for a while. Really hoping not, as he's been on a tear recently as well. I guess I could say that just about anybody on the team, but him maybe more so. That's outside, and that'll even account at 2. And Rodriguez's last 5 games, he's batting .385 with 4 runs scored, a home run, and 3 ribbies. He sends that into left field, and now he's on with 2 outs again. This time, coming with the singles, Rodriguez is 1 for 1 today.
Shortstop number 11, Vladimir Frias.
Vladimir Frias steps in now for the T-Bones. Frias is 0 for 1 today. After grounding back to the pitcher with Rodriguez on first and 2 down. It's a very similar situation now. Runner on first, 2 down, but Kansas City starting to see what Pratt has. And if you think these guys that have gotten their walks, gotten their hits today, 2 hits for Kansas City as the T-Bones trailing 2-0, you don't think they're coming back. The guys in the dugout, what he's throwing is that's low, 1 ball, no strikes. They even tell him on the bus, on the way here to the park. I wasn't on it, but I've heard it multiple times. Hey, here's what he has. How do I attack this? Where do I attack him? Very baseball-savvy team. Rodriguez dives back on the pickoff attempt. The 1-0, just low. Medina really holding it there, but the umpire not saying it's in there. And rightfully so, that was low. 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez on first. Switch hitting, Frias switching to the left side. 2-0, it's outside, but framed by Medina. 2-1. Frias, not Medina's biggest fan. Very well framing job. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first. Kansas City trailing 2-0. Rodriguez runs, it's inside, 3-1. Close play, got him. Rodriguez tagged out on the caught stealing. As the T-Bones go down, 1, 2, 3. 4 batters come up, but 3 are out. 1 at bat doesn't count. That's Frias. Was up when Rodriguez was caught stealing. Kansas City still trails 2-0 as we head to the home half of the 4th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Always always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 2-0. Wichita scored their first two runs in the bottom of the first, thanks to a TJ Middlestat inside the park home run. And speaking of TJ Middlestat, here comes the former T-Bone to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. During TJ Middlestat's time in Kansas City, which is only one season in 2014, he did bat .268 and 351 at-bats. He scored 74 runs with 16 home runs and 52 RBIs. First pitch to Middlestat, in there, no balls, one strike. Middlestat hit back-to-back 16 home run seasons. Last season with Wichita hitting 16. Currently sitting at 12 through this season. Make that 13, actually, if you count that first inning. 1-1 the count to Middlestat. Middlestat fouls that straight back, makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one out. So we begin the bottom of the fourth. The T-Bones trailing 2-0. Kansas City has 2 hits. Wichita has 3 hits. Not often you see a game start in the first inning with an inside the park home run, but today we did a 2-run inside the park home run. No balls, 2 strikes. Middlestat goes down looking, ring him up for the first out. He thought that ball was a touch outside. I kind of do as well, but I'm going to take that strikeout all day. We see Matt Chavez enter the box now for the Wingnuts. Chavez is a bigger guy for Wichita. So look at what he comes in at. Comes in at 6'3", 230 pounds out of Burlingame, California. He's a rookie this season, after spending last season with the High A affiliate for the San Diego Padres, Lake Elsinore. First pitch to Chavez, pops it up. Jake Blackwood and Tyler Moore both hunting for it. Blackwood finds it in the sun, calls everyone off, and brings it in for the second out.
Somebody go to Wingnuts. Catcher number 21, Martin Medina.
Martin Medina steps in. Native of Ventura, California, played his college ball at California State University Bakersfield. And he was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the 20th round of the 2011 draft out of Cal State Berkeley. Spent last season with the White Sox after a brief stint with the Toronto Blue Jays. And last season altogether with the Blue Jays and the White Sox. So that's inside, 1-0 to get him started. Batted .206 with 1 home run and 11 RBIs, as well as 12 runs scored. So far this season for Wichita, he has been an effective backstop for the Wingnuts, batting .230 with 1 home run and 25 RBIs. That's sent up right back up the middle. He's on as a 2-out single. Massey swallows it into his glove. After the first 2 balls that were set on the ground to Massey, he couldn't handle him. One of those being that inside the park home run Tough not to call that an error. If we're in Kansas City, that's called an error. But since we're not, they're going to call that a hit. That was clear back in the first. This one is a bona fide single to Martin Medina. Richard Prigatano steps in now for the Wingnuts. Prigatano was caught stealing in the second inning. He singled in the second as well. He's 1 for 1. First pitch to Prigatano, swings and comes up empty on the breaking ball. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1, 2 outs, runner on first. T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Wind blowing right to left here in Wichita. Whatever wind there is, that's what it's doing. How'd you like that description? The 0-1 from Cooper. Outside, just a touch. Good pitch, fastball. Couple inches off the plate. It's what you want to do against a dangerous hitter like Prigatano. Evens the count at 1. Fans begin to file in here to Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Still a very small crowd for the first game of this doubleheader. The 1-1. Outside, same spot, 2-1. Good pitch, just a little off. Cooper comes set with the 2-1, delivers home, and it hits Prigatano. The fastball, about at letter level, hits him. He's really not happy. He makes his way slowly to first after staring at the mound. Prigatano still taking his time getting to the mound, to the bag, I should say. The runners on first and second with 2 down for Brennan Saldago. Saldago popped out to shortstop in the second. He's 0 for 1 today. Cooper comes set. First pitch to Saldago. He fouls it straight back just above the home radio booth. No balls, 1 strike with 2 down. I look down at the Wichita play-by-play man, Rob Lau. I think when you come to Wichita, you kind of just expect for the ball to be hit up here. Man barely flinched. Me, on the other hand, if you hear the headset come off, you hear me rolling on the ground, acting like a soldier, it's probably because there is a foul ball hit up here. The 0-1 inside. Counts even at 1. The ball was inside. Tyler Moore framed it like a veteran, the rookie, but he got that ball right back over the plate. Just couldn't fool A.J. Chalk, the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Cooper took care of the first 2 batters rather quickly, but a single and a walk put the 2 on now. 2-1 to Saldago's. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Saldago bat on shoulder, 2-1. Breaking ball just low. And Saldago now has a pitch to play with. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes a 3-1. Saldago fouls it straight back, and that draws the count full. On deck for Wichita, number 16, Brent Dean. Saldago steps in with the full count and 2 down. Cooper comes set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Never mind. He checks on the runner at second. No throw. Cooper, the former Cleveland Indians farmhand, spent last season with Akron, the AA affiliate for the Indians, and the AAA affiliate Columbus, the Columbus Clippers. Both runners go. That's fouled down the first baseline of the T-Bones bullpen. Looks like Tyler Ybarra jumped out of the way just in time. I believe that's his father in the crowd as well. I just can't help but laugh at that. Still pointing down there. Full count, 2 outs. Both runners will go. T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. The payoff pitch. Sent out to right field. That's on a line. They're going to send the runner from third. Rodriguez corrals it. They're going to hold the next runner at third. And the T-Bones now trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. A 2-out RBI single scores a runner from second from Brennan Saldago. Now we see Brent Dean, the designated hitter. That'll have to come after Bill Selby comes out and talks to Jordan Cooper. Jordan Cooper picked up the first 2 outs of this inning rather quickly, and then the next 3 batters were a single, walk, and an RBI single to put the T-Bones behind 3-0. I'm sure Bill Selby is just telling him, hey, calm down, do what you did to the first 2 batters, and let's get out of this. Selby saw something behind the plate that he doesn't like in the view of the pitcher. Home plate umpire won't do anything about it, but might just be one unruly fan. You never really know in these situations. Just kind of have to play ball. Brent Dean steps in after grounding out in the second. He's 0 for 1 today, but he comes on now with runners on the corners and 2 down. T-Bones trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Wichita still threatening. First pitch to Dean. Line shot to Sergio Leon. He brings it in on a knee for the 3rd and final out. Wichita gets 2 hits. They leave 2 on, but they score a run as the T-Bones trail 3-0 through 4 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 3-0 as we get set to begin the 5th. Vladimir Frias will lead things off for the T-Bones. Frias is 0 for 1 today after grounding out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. First pitch, Frias is outside, 1-0. Kansas City just needs one guy to get on to get something going. As Frias shows bunt, he thought it was outside, pulled back, but it's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Different faces here for the T-Bones on the road. Most notably, first base coach and equipment manager John West, as that's on the outer half, called strike 1 and 2, has ceased traveling with the team, and for a very, very good reason. I mean, he's going to be a softball coach, has been at a high school in Kansas City. As Frias lines that just foul down the first baseline. And we're talking a matter of inches landing on the other side of the line. But the first base coach that I've been noticing, we've seen the newcomer Nolan Johnson head out there, and Bill Sobey is currently out there. He has been for the past 2 innings. Bill Sobey goes and talks to the first base umpire, Kurt Brannon. I'm not sure if that was the good old Sobes saying, hey, how'd you get out of the way so quickly, or he was just being a baseball guy saying, where'd that hit? A 1-2, ring him up. Vladimir Frias goes down looking for the first out. What I forgot about Wichita, the Wingnuts more specifically, is that they sponsor everything. They sponsor the strikeouts, they sponsor the walks. I kind of want to see a pitcher do a balk just to see if they sponsored that. As Tyler Moore steps in, Moore is 0 for 1 today after flying out to center field in the third. First pitch to Moore on the outer half, called strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. T-Bones trailing 3-0. Tyler Moore in the final game of the 7-game homestand against Laredo came up with the bases loaded. The bottom of the 10th, I believe, 10th or 11th. So that's outside, 1-1. And everybody was worried about it with the 2 outs, runners, bases loaded, you know. And Tyler with the 0-2 pitch, he pops that straight up. Vargas calling off all the other infielders, squeezes it for the second out. First 2 down for the T-Bones here in the 5th as they trail 3-0. We'll see Sergio Leon step into the box for Kansas City. Leon is 0 for 1 today after striking out swinging in the third. Righty versus righty, Pratt and Leon. First pitch to Sergio Leon is inside, 1-0. Kansas City, like I said, currently riding a 7-game winning streak. They could make that 8 games. They could make that 9 games today if they take both of the doubleheaders. The 1-0 chopped over the third baseman's head, and Sergio Leon is on the 2-out single. He rounds first aggressively and puts on the brakes and returns to first. He's got the 2-out single, something cooking for Kansas City. Each time that Kansas City has gotten a runner on in this game, it has been with 2 outs. As I fact-check myself, I look like I'm correct. Not too often that happens as Tyler Massey steps in now for the T-Bones. Massey is 1 for 2 today. Flew out to left field in the first and then doubled in the third. He's ultimately stranded at second. First pitch to Massey. Ropes it to right center. TJ Middlestat ranging to his left. Squeezes it for the third and final out. Kansas City gets a hit, but they strand the man there as they trail 3-0 through 4.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I love loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the Kansas City T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 3-0 as we get set to begin the bottom of the fifth. Leo Vargas steps in for the Wingnuts. Vargas is 0 for 1 today. Sort of a homecoming for Jordan Cooper. Played his college ball at Wichita State University. That's high. 1 ball and no strikes. Cooper originally from Shawnee, Kansas. Was drafted out of high school but decided to attend Wichita State as Leo Vargas lines that into left field. Tyson Gillies tracking it, gets past him, it's at the wall. Vargas ranging for 2. And the throw in will limit Vargas to the 2 as he's on with the leadoff double. Like I said about Jordan Cooper, played his college ball at Wichita State University. I'm sure he's still got a lot of friends around here. And why wouldn't he? If you know the guy, you'd love him. As Christian Stringer steps in now for the Wingnuts. Stringer is 1 for 2 today. He doubled in the first to get things going. And came around to score, then he struck out swinging in the third. First pitch from Cooper. In there, no balls, 1 strike. During Cooper's time at Wichita State, they went a combined 18-9 with an ERA of 2.38 and 30 games, 28 starts. He pitched 204 innings for the Shockers and struck out 186 while walking 40. That's way inside on Stringer, 1-1. Cooper was then drafted in the 9th round in 2010 by the Cleveland Indians out of Wichita State. Here comes the 0-1. Stringer pops that straight back. If you heard the inflection in my voice, you thought it's mostly due to maybe I thought it was coming back into my boots. It does not. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm sure Jordan Cooper has pitched at Lawrence Dumont before, seeing as how Wichita State University is only 14 miles down the road. Vargas getting awfully jumpy on second base. Cooper steps off. Vladimir Frias keeping an eye on the runner for him. Left-handed hitter. 1-2. Stringer. 2-hopper to Blackwood at first. Blackwood underhands it to Cooper, recovers. And that retires him for the first out. Runner does advance to third, though. Zach Cox steps in now. Cox is 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts to right field. And I mean this in the nicest terms possible. Both the runner on third and 1 out. The sacrifice was in order. If he's going to hit it anywhere and hope to get the runner home in the outfield, it's going to be right field. Starlin Rodriguez does not have as strong of an arm as Tyson Gillies and Tyler Massey, who both have world-class arms. Cox, chopper foul down the first base line. No balls, 1 strike. With 1 out, the T-Bones trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Action in both pins. So it appears David Holman is getting loose in the T-Bones bullpen. Wichita has a righty of their own up. Looks like Chad Nading. No balls, 1 strike. Well, 1 bunt, 1 strike to Zach Cox. I need to be better at my job. 1 out, that runner on third. Vargas does not have a ton of speed. So a strong throw could get him. Infield playing in. The 1-1 is low and inside, 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one out. As Cooper comes set, he likes the sign he gets from Moore. Moore setting up right in the middle of the zone. Here comes the 2-1. Cox sends that down to right field. That's a bomb of a ball. Held home run distance, but foul. That was absolutely crushed onto the grass on the other side of the fence in right field, kind of in the children's play area. I guess not the children's play area, but more around the foul, like the flag poles, if you've ever been to Lawrence Dumont. Holy smokes, that ball was smoked. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cooper, strikeout here is astronomical. Here comes the 2-2. Inside. Gets past Moore. Moore finds it. Vargas, not truly on his toes, doesn't go home. As Moore had a tough time finding that ball in the dirt. Counts now full. On deck for Wichita. Number 15, TJ Middlestat. Wichita's manager, Pete Rose Jr., a little unhappy with Vargas for not going home on that. The rookie out of Kansas State had some troubles finding that ball. He finally finds it on the stadium letters in the backstop. The payoff pitch. Cox goes down swinging for the second out. Huge strikeout for Jordan Cooper. Takes away the sacrifice. And that'll be the former T-Bone TJ Middlestat. I'm sure at one point in time, whoever was broadcasting for Kansas City, and 2 years ago, that would have been Nathan Moore, voice you've come to love. I'm sure he would have been saying, oh boy, here comes TJ Middlestat, but now we go, here comes TJ Middlestat with the runner on third. 2 down, T-Bone's trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Middlestat. Inside, 1-0. Middlestat is 1 for 2 in this game with a strikeout looking in the 4th, but a 2-run inside the park home run in the 1st has been the main difference maker. A 1-0. Fastball right down Broadway. Middlestat doesn't threaten at it. Counts now even at 1 with 2 down. The runner on third. Cooper looks Vargas back to third. Ball's in the dirt. Gets past Tyler Moore. Close play at the plate. Underhand. Cooper applies the tag. He got him. Tyler Moore, the rookie out of Kansas State. The ball gets away from him. But athletic play sliding on the ground. Underhanding to Cooper. Cooper laying down the tag. Gets him out for the third and final out and limits the damage as the T-Bones trail 3-0 through 5 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Chad Nading is now on to pitch for Wichita. That ends the day for Jesse Pratt. He's on the hook for the win. The T-Bones trailing 3-0 through 5. Pratt pitched all 5, getting up 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Puts Tyson Gillies up as the first batter to face Chad Nading. Last time we heard, Nading became one of my favorite pitchers in the league to watch. As the first pitch to Nading, he's a heater. In there, no balls, 1 strike. Excuse me for getting excited at that, but I forgot about his velocity. Next pitch is outside, and that evens the count at 1 to Tyson Gillies. Gillies is 0 for 1 today. Popped out to shortstop in the first and walked in the third, but was immediately stranded at first. Gillies sends the next one down the left field line. That's still following the line perfectly. Gillies rounding first, heading to second. Throw from Saldago's late, and Tyson Gillies is in there with a leadoff double. Kansas City picks up their first base runner of the day with no one out. And no, I don't mean the first base runner for the day, but each time that Kansas City has had a base runner, they've had 5 today, they've picked up those base runners with 2 down. That's the first time they've had one with no one out. Chad Nading, originally a native of Anchorage, Alaska. Played his college ball at UNLV after a brief stint at Skagit Valley College. First pitch strike in there to Brett Wiley. No balls, 1 strike. So far today, Wiley is 0 for 2. The ground out and a fly out. During his time at UNLV, he fouls that back. No balls, 2 strikes. Nading went 1-4 with a 9.18 ERA. He had 5 starts, 28 total appearances, and in 49 innings pitched, struck out 32 while walking 49. Hate to say it, but not a very successful college career. So that's high. 1-2. Nading was drafted in 2009 by the Texas Rangers in the 37th round, but he decided instead to return back to his senior year at UNLV. The 0-2 sends Wiley down swinging. Ball's dropped, and he's out on the 2-3. That brings up Jake Blackwood, who's tried all day to get a ball into my booth. But so far, he's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Chad Nading did have a brief stint with the San Diego Padres, rookie league affiliate in 2010. He went 0-2 with them with a 14.29 ERA, 6 total appearances. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, striking out 3 and walking 2. First pitch to Blackwood is high and inside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Nading delivers. Blackwood strong hack, but comes up empty. Evens the count at 1 with the T-Bones trailing 3-0 here in the 6th. So far this season, Nading is 0-1 with a 2.37 ERA. He does have 31 appearances and 30 1/3. Picked up 2 saves. As Gillies attempts to steal third, and he's tagged out, and he is in a lot of pain, laying on his stomach at third. Legs twitching. Dave Schaub immediately calling for the trainer to come out. Josh Adams sprinting out of the T-Bones dugout as it appears that Gillies slid on his face for the majority of it on the turf. He's up on his knees, but he's still in a lot of pain. Dave Schaub and Josh Adams both attending to him. He gets to his feet. Tyson Gillies being one of the strongest guys in maybe the entire league. Actually appears like he's favoring his left shoulder. May just be dislocated. One of Kansas City's biggest breakouts this season, Tyson Gillies, who was picked up earlier in the season. Yep, it does appear that it's a dislocated left shoulder. Tyson Gillies telling him to put it back in. That is something that doesn't tickle at all. I'm just going to look away. Hopefully I don't want to watch that. He was tagged out at third, I should say, for the second out. John Mazzarelli will come and check on Gillies as well. Appears like it's back in there. Gillies being a strong man about it. Wants to stay on third, but he was tagged out. Josh Adams asking him now if he's got full rotation. When we resume play, it'll be a 2-1 count to Blackwood. Gillies puts the helmet back on. He thought he could stay at third, but he just was told that he's out. Second time that a T-Bones player has been caught stealing as Gillies jogs back to the dugout. He really appears like he's fine. Dislocated shoulders aren't something I'm down with, but Tyson Gillies just incredibly tough about it. You have to commend the man. I mean, like, I use the word man, and I mean that. That is a manly thing to stay in the game after dislocating a shoulder. 2-1 to Blackwood with 2 down. Bases now empty. T-Bones trailing 3-0 in the 6th. Here comes the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Injuries are never a good thing, but the one lone bright spot of an injury is it pauses the pitcher. Chad Naning has been in the zone since he came in, but a little pause like that could be enough for him to get out of it. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Jake Blackwood. Here comes the 3-1. Blackwood swings and comes up empty on the heater. That's low and away. That draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 7, Anthony Gallus. Nating now comes set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Blackwood sends it out to right field. And that's brought in on the line for the 3rd and final out. Kansas City gets up, hit. They strand no one. And trail 3-0 through 5.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. Conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones broadcast network. We have a number of substitutions in the game now for the T-Bones. First off, David Holman will be doing the pitching for the T-Bones. Coming out of the game is Tyson Gillies after that injury to his left arm. He's still being attended to down in the T-Bones dugout. In his place will be Starlin Rodriguez in left field, and in right field is Dalton Wheat.
Leading off for the Wingbats in the bottom of the sixth inning, center fielder, number 15.
TJ Middlestat will come back in. Middlestat came up, but a close play at the plate took away his at-bat. When Tyler Moore underhanded it to Jordan Cooper, and they tagged out Leo Vargas. First pitch to Middlestat's in there, no balls, one strike. Kansas City trailing 3-0 as we get set to begin the bottom of the sixth. The 0-1. Fastball just outside, 1-1. So far this season, David Holman is 4-4 with a 5.25 ERA. He has 10 starts this season. This will be his 16th appearance, as that's in there, 1-2. And in 55, in a third innings pitch, he struck out 25 while walking 12. Holman spent his time in college at Hutchinson Community College and in Emporia State University. So that's outside, 2-2. Holman is an imposing figure on the mound at 6'6", 220 pounds. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball, Middlestat way out ahead of it, fouls it down the right field line. Count remains 2-2. Middlestat, chopper off his foot. I'm not sure if that really went off his foot because that ball was in fair territory, but he's trying to play it off like it was, just to say it went foul. Hopefully an umpire falls for it, and the count remains 2-2. During David Holman's time at Hutchinson Community College, he went 0-4 with a 5.68 ERA. Picked up one save in 24 appearances. And a 38 innings pitch, struck out 42 while walking 25. Next pitch is outside. Holman thought it was in there. It was close, but now the count is full. On deck for Wichita is number 45, Matt Chavez. Holman spent one season in Australia playing for the Adelaide Bite. We went 2-3. As Middlestat sends it out to center field, Massey, 2 hops to him. Middlestat rounding for first. He's going for 2. Strong throw from Massey. Just a little late. Middlestat in there with a leadoff double. I'm not sure if that was Pete Stanogorski, the first base coach for Wichita and the hitting coach. Not sure if that was him being aggressive or if that was Middlestat saying, I think I can do this. Tyler Massey didn't truly put a lot of hustle behind it. Not to say he wasn't. You know what I mean. But the ball 2 hops, and Middlestat takes care of it. Now on second with no one out for Matt Chavez. So far today, Chavez is 0-2 with 2 flyouts. First pitch to Chavez. Breaking ball in there. No balls, 1 strike. David Holman was drafted by the Seattle Mariners in 2010 in the 50th round. That round no longer exists. This is somewhat of a homecoming for him, too. Native of Andale, Kansas. Playing his college ball at Hutchinson Community College. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss from Matt Chavez. The backswing hit Tyler Moore. He takes off his mask just to collect himself. Hit him in the back of the head. It appears he's going to be fine. Kansas City does have a backup catcher in the name of Nolan Johnson. Josh Adams having a busy day now for the T-Bones. Trainer for Kansas City. He's on the top step. Tyler Moore waves him back down. No balls, 2 strikes, and no one out. David Holman's Andale, Kansas, about half an hour from Wichita. I'm sure his family and friends are in attendance. The 2-2. Where does that miss? Actually, the 0-2. Now it's 1-2. Fastball must have just been off the plate a little bit. David Holman is the son of Brian Holman and the nephew of Brad Holman. 2 major league pitchers. No longer playing. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one out. Runner on second. T-Bones trailing 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Chavez grounds it to Frias at short. Frias, they put him in a pickle. Middlestat tagged out by Leon. And that takes care of the lead runner. Matt Chavez hits it into the fielder's choice. The 2-hopper to Vladimir Frias. Frias firing it to third. Sergio Leon then just outrunning Middlestat and tagging him out for the first out. Martin Medina steps in now for Wichita. Medina is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 4th and came around to score. That was the 3rd run in this game where the T-Bones trail 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th, the 1 out. David Holman's father, Brian Holman, played his high school ball at Wichita North High School, and he was drafted in the 1st round by the Montreal Expos in 1983. Matt Chavez back at first after the pickoff attempt. He made his major league debut in 1989 with the Montreal Expos. During his time in the major leagues, which was 4 seasons, he went 37-45, the 3.71 ERA as that 1-hopper's over Holman's head. Wiley steps on second for the first out and then fires to Blackwood for the 3rd. As Kansas City allows a hit, but no one left on base, no runs scored. T-Bones take care of business as they trail 3-0 through 6 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King here live at Lawrence Dumont Stadium with the T-Bones trailing 3-0 as we get set to begin the 7th. A new pitcher in the game for Wichita, Frankie Reed. Reed, a lefty, comes on against Gallus, the righty. First pitch from Reed, fouled straight back. No balls, 1 strike. That ends the day for Chad Nading. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Productive day, 1 inning of relief from a reliever. That's exactly what you want. Other than maybe the 3 strikeout thing. Anthony Gallus sends that ball a mile high to center field. Middlestat on the track and squeezes it for the first out. As that ball was absolutely smoked a mile high by Anthony Gallus to the warning track and dead away center. But it stays in the park for the first out. And that brings up Starlin Rodriguez. He's been one of the more productive batters on either side of this game. Wichita having 7 hits, Kansas City having 4 hits. Wichita 3 runs, Kansas City no runs. And the 7th is 1 out. Rodriguez is 1 for 1 today. He walked in the 2nd and singled in the 4th, but was ultimately caught stealing 2nd. First pitch on the inner half, called strike, no balls, 1 strike. Frankie Reed, a 28-year-old out of Simi Valley, California. He was drafted in the 27th round in 2011 by the Florida Marlins as Rodriguez sends it out to right field, where Prigatano finds it out of the wind and brings it in for the 2nd out. 2 up, 2 down very quickly for Kansas City. Played his college ball at Cal Poly University, and during his time at Cal Poly from 2007 to 2011, he went 1-6 with a 6.78 ERA. Made 54 appearances, 1 being a start. Picked up 5 saves, and in 73 innings pitched, struck out 73 while walking 39. That brings in Vladimir Frias, who's 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. He sends that first pitch of the at-bat to right center. Prigatano and Middlestat. Middlestat squeezes it for the very first third out. And that ends the first game in 7. The T-Bone shutout, ending the 7-game hitting streak right where it is, 3-0. Kansas City had shots in this game, but Frankie Reed picks up the save for the Wingnuts. And Jesse Pratt picks up the W. Frankie Reed picked up his 17th save. This pushes Jesse Pratt to 5-2 on the season. Chad Nading picked up the hold. And Kansas City drops the first game of this doubleheader, 3-0. We'll be back in about, I'd say, half an hour to an hour. To be honest, I have no idea. Hopefully the broadcast is a little better. Hopefully the play on the field is a lot better. With the T-Bones losing this one, 3-0, here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Funweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.